Like, what would you say are the most important things in your life?
The most important things, that's always a problem because you always forget things. You know, it's very strange. I will tell you something very strange.
Okay.
I'm at the point that I have really, and it's really the feeling I have, it's not positive, it is not negative. I don't think there is a real, I'm not sure that life has a sense. That means that you can try to find, you can try to do your best, you will never ask the right or the good question, and you will never find the right answer. So you can feel day and night by trying to find, you can read books, you can see films, you can travel, you can eat, you can not eat, you can drink, etc.
Hmm.
I mean, I think there is no sense. I mean, it's just something that has been given, and you just have to. I don't even want to say try to do your best. You are existing, and you are going to die. So that means that for the most important things, it's I have no important things. I don't think really nothing can be important enough compared to life that has been given. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
So that means that everything that you can think, it's something that you have produced yourself by your mind, by the intelligence you have received, and the society who makes you think like this. So there is nothing. I have the strange feeling that nothing is existing. That means we have received life that contains everything since the beginning.
Hmm.
We cannot change that. We are not able to change the way the world is going to. I mean, we are breathing without no, we do nothing, but we are breathing.
Hmm.
We do nothing, but the heart is beating. So, what sense does the most important things we have no, we cannot do anything on it. It happens. It just happens.
Hmm.
So, the most important things of it's I think there is one word I like is respect. Be respectful of life
Hmm.
you've received. So of course you can do a lot of things with with the same word, but I think that's for me maybe the most important word. Be respectful for what you have received.
Hmm.
And
Yeah. What do you think? What sort of things have occurred in your life to give you that sort of perspective?
I don't understand completely the question.
Um, like, there's certain things, that happen to us in life that,
Mhm.
like good and bad that you can
Yeah.
get these um realizations from, right?
Mhm.
And then so I'm just curious, like, what has happened within your life to be able to give you this sort of perspective?
I have no answer because I think everybody has his own story, his own education, his own place where he comes from and where he's going. I think it's just a question of trying to do what you feel. You know, there is a theory that says it's not the most important organ is not the brain but the heart. So it's the heart that decides. It's not the brain. And I really believe it's a mix of both. You have to be once again to find the balance between the intelligence, I don't know, of the brain and the intelligence of what you feel by the heart.
Mm.
And that's the progress. It's but that doesn't mean that what I think today is what I'm going to think tomorrow. It's just I think once you find your own right place to be, where you feel yourself comfortable, I think if you can reach that, I think it's important. And well, it took me quite a lot of time, but I think I just can start maybe to be myself from now on. It took a long of time, and that makes you so happy that if it's finished today, it's finished today. It's not a. I don't have things I want to achieve or complete or no. I think I've seen or heard or done the most important things because there is no end of things you could do or think. Life, once again, life is going to decide for yourself. It will make it an end,
Hmm.
and you don't decide. So what makes me do like, I don't know, I don't know. It's a question of every day is important, every second is important, because if you try to imagine your life, if you change just a second of it, you have another life. So it's
Hmm.
very hard to say it is this that make me that today. There are so much things that you are not conscious about that makes you what you are. That voilà. Of course, there are important decisions there
Hmm.
that you can make, but I'm not sure those are the ones that makes you what you are today.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, it sounds like, I mean, just correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you found a way to be extremely grateful for the things that are currently happening in your life and that have happened in your life.
Yes, because when you understand that the difficulties are the things that you have to go through to arrive somewhere, it's not negative anymore. Everything is positive. It's only a question of how do you see the things. I mean, everything for me is a sign, and it doesn't mean that you only have to um, how would I say? It's beauty is not only a beautiful flower, it can be also something very difficult and hard, it can be beautiful. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
It's not uh, white, white, white is nothing, black is everything. I'm not sure about that. It's a question of what does it bring to you, the things that happen. And I think that everything is like a kind of mirror. So it's not the things only that come to you, it's the way you are walking, you are going to. So it's really, once again, a kind of everything for me is like a kind of balance between things. But you cannot say, I'm a poor guy, I have this misery and this problem, and that happens to me. And that,
Hmm.
yes, it's because I don't want to say you want it to happen, but it's because you put yourself in conditions that those things can happen.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there are, it depends what we are talking about. I mean, if you can be born in a place where it's really so hard uh, compared to the place where I am and where I live. And so, once again, it's difficult to compare. But the base is the same, I think. I mean, when you see this, I haven't seen the film, but I can suppose that this lady in the Dune is very happy with nothing. And you have other people who have thousands and millions and billions who are not happy. So the conditions of the outside is not, it's not 100% necessary to be what you are. It's
Hmm.
it's to find the 50-50 to share.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think like, that movie Woman in the Dunes, and to make a comparison with the book that I was telling you about, A Man's Search for Meaning. I mean, they're comparable in the sense that they both talk about human psychology
Yeah,
and being able to extract meaning out of situations that maybe other people wouldn't be able to extract meaning from.
yeah,
For
yeah,
instance, Man's Search of Meaning, it's, he's in Auschwitz and
yeah,
he's, going through this really, really terrible thing, like one of the most terrible
yeah.
things you can probably think, to
Hmm.
bestow upon another human, right? And yet
Yes.
he can still find the purpose in his life and the purpose for his suffering. And so I think, you know, that in contrast with this idea that we're talking about, which is a victim mentality idea, where you think that
Mhm.
everything negative in your life does not have a purpose, you know,
Mhm.
because there's a lot to be, you can learn a lot about yourself in really negative situations. And in like
Yes.
neuroscience, you know, people say that you can, um, I mean, I'm no neuroscientist, but you know, I brought some neuroscientists on the podcast and
Mhm.
done my research, but uh, essentially you can exchange in your brain negative
Mhm.
experiences and then restructure it into your brain
Yeah.
as a positive experience, something that
Sure.
you can positively learn from. And I
Sure.
think something, you know, just as a basic human psychology is that humans are extremely adaptable.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So, yeah, I don't
But
know. Hmm?
it's because I think we are all, and that makes us all the same. We are all kind of, how do you say that? Survivors, you know?
Survivors. Hmm.
Yes, we are all survivors and we are all condemned to live. So until the point that you can take the decision not to live anymore, but I mean we are condemned to live.
Yeah.
So uh, I think there is quite a lot of to learn about life by considering that you are a survivor instead of saying, "Wow, life belongs to me and I can do anything." No, I think it's more a question of you learn quite a lot if you have to survive because there you can put some um, degrees. You see
Hmm.
what the needs, the
Hmm.
degrees in the needs, and
Yeah.
that makes you understand differently. I think.